Hi, I'm John. I'm an engineer and also a specialist in fitness equipment. This is an indoor bike, indoor studio bike, and I'm just going to run you through some basic tips as to how to set the machine, to help look after the machine and also to help prevent you getting any nasty injuries. So what do I mean by that? Well, on this particular version of the studio bike, when I start pedaling, I'm turning this big flywheel here, and there's a lot of momentum and mass in the flywheel, which means when I stop pedaling, the pedals continue to rotate. There's no clutch. So if your feet are in the toe caps like this, and some people like to use these bikes where they perhaps come out of the saddle and really start giving it some a lot of work to get the most out of their exercise. If something were to come loose, it could be really quite catastrophic. So there's some things you need to check and just make sure are nice and tight. So let me just run through those for you. First of all, there's the seat. The seat's got various adjustments. You can see two adjusters here. This one is for the rake. That's the forward and backwards. So you need to make sure that's nice and tight. And on this particular design, let's say you were to do it up tight and that clashes against that, you can actually pull it down and just move it back, a bit like a ratchet, and then tighten it up a little more. So make use of that, make sure that's nice and secure. The seat itself is also on a seat post here. There's a stem that protrudes up from this mount here, and there's a couple of bolts which you sometimes might need to tighten up. And you'll find that there's a spanner that comes with the bike, or indeed you might have one in your own toolkit. Here's one, for example, and it's quite easy to do. You just make sure the seat is nice and level, or whatever you feel is appropriate for you, and with your spanner tighten the bolt up, and that will make that nice and tight and also prevent it from rotating that way. So there's another adjustment, which is this one here. On this particular bike, you unscrew the handle and give it a pull, and that allows you to adjust the height. So you set that at a comfortable height. Make sure the pop pin clicks in. Let me just show you that again. Did you hear it click? When it clicks in, there's a little peg which goes into a hole on the side here, and when that's in, you know it's engaged, and then you can just tighten that knob up, and that's all nice and tight. And you've got a similar arrangement here on the handlebars. You've got the handlebar rake adjuster here. Again, it's got a similar kind of ratchet to the seat, so you can loosen it, move it forwards and backwards into a position that's comfortable for you. When you're happy, make sure that's nice and tight. Again, use that ratchet just to make sure it's tight. There we are. And then finally, we've got this adjustment here. So you unscrew it, give it a pull. That allows you to adjust the height of the handlebars. When you hear that pop pin click into the hole, you know it's engaged, and then just tighten it up. And that's your handlebars nice and tight. And all of that means that when you come to use the bike now, you're going to be nice and safe. The bike's going to be okay, and you're not going to have any injuries. I hope that helps.